Konami's Contra franchise was an innovator of the run-and-gun genre. The original title hit arcades in the late 80s with numerous sequels and re-releases spanning right to the present day. The series' earlier titles, however, have a murky history of censorship, displaying some of the most drastic edits in this area of gaming. Censorship first appeared in the NES release of the original Contra game. These changes were exclusive to the PAL version of the game, which belongs to the European and Australian markets. All human characters in the game were replaced by robots. Even the game's iconic protagonists, Bill and Lance, were changed into mechanical soldiers and renamed to RD-008 and RCO-11. To go alongside this change, the title's name was also changed to Probotector, a fusion of the words robot and protector. Other changes were made to better accommodate the robotic theme of the game, such as the helicopter in the ending being changed to a fighter jet. These changes were likely implemented due to Germany's strict censorship rules and choosing to censor games by region instead of specific country. Germany is no stranger to this specific method of censorship. Human characters have been replaced with robots in numerous other German versions of games, such as the PC version of Carmageddon and the N64's Turok. But this censorship would plague the PAL versions of the series throughout its entire golden age, lasting 9 years following the release of the first game until the release of Contra Legacy of War on the PlayStation and Saturn. The NES version of the game's first sequel, Super Contra, titled Super C on NES, was released as Probotector 2 in PAL territories, with changes comparable to the first Probotector game. Operation C on the Game Boy, and Contra 3 The Alien Wars on the SNES and Game Boy followed suit. The censorship was even present in the Genesis's Contra Hard Corps, showing that this was not restricted to Nintendo-only consoles. Confusingly, the PAL version of the title was named Probotector, like the original game, although this was not the only case of confusing naming over on the PAL side. Operation C was also simply called Probotector, and while the SNES version of Contra 3 The Alien Wars changed things up by naming it Super Probotector, the Game Boy version is titled Probotector 2. So that makes 3 Probotector games, 2 Probotector 2s, and a Super Probotector. Back to Genesis Contra Hard Corps. This game expanded on the scope of censorship seen in the previous games. Like the other titles, humans were replaced with robots, even a humanoid wolf-like playable character. But additionally, many cutscenes also saw numerous edits. While fighting Level 5's cloning machine bosses, the Doctor no longer gets eaten by one of the monsters. Also, one of the endings was removed entirely, this being the bad ending where you side with the alien general. The next title in the series would be Contra Legacy of War, which brought about the end of almost decade-long history of censorship, but it would not be brushed under the carpet. The Nintendo DS's Contra 4 included the Probotector protagonists as secret characters, even though a PAL version was not released. Furthermore, Virtual Console versions of the Probotector games have been released on the Nintendo Store alongside the Contra versions. However, American versions of the games have not been completely free from censorship. More recently, both the PAL and American versions of Contra Rebirth for the Wii were edited to remove references to Adolf Hitler seen in the Japanese version in the appearance of the character Chief Salamander. While this change is still disappointing, it is thankfully less extreme and more understandable than those of the Probotector games. As always, thanks for watching. Censored Gaming is the definitive resource for censored gaming. Make sure you have subscribed to stay up to date with the latest edits and changes in games. And check out my YouTube channel, SharkyHatGamer, in this annotation right here. Just me, you, and video games. No crazy editing, no crazy screaming, nothing like that. Just casual gaming. Pretty much everything from indie to AAA. So, see you guys around.